Beep, beep, beep. What's up, guys? EJ here, breathing fantasy football, literally, and we have made it through almost halfway of the regular season. Mic check, 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 check. I think I'm on. I think I'm going good. Man, so what do you guys think of this week 9? Like, how'd you do? Let me know in comments. Watch this later on. So let me know how you did. Week 9, we look at Draftkings only, and we only set lineups on the stream. We'll have some people come in, we'll chat. I love having people come on. Sometimes I chat too much, but I love just setting lineups. We just go up here, we set some lineups. If you guys haven't discovered it yet with me, I'm a big contrarian, recreational player. I do this for fun. I try and read through some things. I look at fantasy labs. I look at projections, yada, yada, all that stuff. Hey, it's good. If you want to really get into it, just don't lose sleep over it, man. Have some fun, set some lineups, go with your gut. If you have some plays that make no sense and nobody's on it and it's probably going to get you 0 points, but you really want to play it, go play it. Make a crazy, unique lineup. Try something totally different. I wish I was on James Conner today. James Conner, 2% own. I was nowhere near. I was on Chase Edmonds a little bit. But you want to know why I was not on James Conner? You want to know why? I had 100%. I never do this. This is the first week I ever felt so confident that the Niners D was a lock. I went with the Niners D in every lineup. Every lineup I did had Niners D. And karma came to bite me back in the ass. It really did. Niners D, I only had one defense, and it got me 1 point. Niners D, 1 point. Thank you very much, Niners D. I will never play you for the rest of the season. So, yeah. That's that. And I went with I tried hard riding with my homer. I went with Jordan Love. Not in all my lineups. I was talking on the Discord. Shout out to you guys at Clockwork Sports. Man, you guys are really always keeping it going down there. I have a lot of respect for you guys dedicating your time to share to just share your own thoughts with one another. I can peek in it every now and then. I do it on the phone here and there. But man. So what's up, guys? Here, let's once again, I want to give a shout out to you guys over here. So I want to show one thing. So I usually enter about $100 to $150 of lineups, and they range from $3, $5, a bunch of $1. I'll do one in the milli. Sometimes I'll do a single entry for like 50. I did do one today, but man, I had like probably $160 entered, and I won back like $10, $10 or $15, and I was like, "Fuck, it's gonna be a bad day. It's gonna be a bad DFS day." Like I really didn't think I was gonna do much, but then I played the in-game showdown with the Titans and the Rams, and I looked at it and I thought. So I did it in the second half. I kind of learned this from Pharaoh. I played this before last year a little bit, but then I really wasn't on it. But when I'm not doing good, when you're not doing good, sometimes you got to keep fighting it. Keep fighting until you maybe can get and sneak one out. So I was able to put a in-game showdown for the second half of the Rams Titans, and I got fifth place out of 141. So it got me like $200 on a $33 entry. I'll take it, man. Take it, and let's see it right here. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. But this one. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, one viewer? Hey, welcome. This is ZJ here. We're just going to be hanging out, setting a few lineups in the showdown. I'm going to do a little mini recap looking at week 9. I guess we still have one more game in week 9. But here it is, man. This really helped dig me out of the hole. And I like to do a mini recap. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. The unofficial Breathing Fantasy Football literally stream. So we got another mini cash. Well, I don't know if you call it mini cash. It is a good cash on a $33 single. No, it's not a single entry. It's a four max. I wouldn't enter more than one in this lineup, in this tourney. So here it is, man. So in the second half, what was the score? Like 21-3? Yeah, I think it was like 21-3, right? At halftime. So I was thinking, what route do you go with this game? 21-3. Everybody's going to go that the Rams are going to make some type of comeback, right? Yeah, you have to think Rams make a comeback. Of course. It made so much sense, and I was dabbling with it. I was thinking Stafford and the captain. That made a lot of sense, and I did end up going Stafford. And I was thinking, well, what about one of his options? Who may catch a touchdown? Who may need to be in that captain spot? And I thought Cup. I kept bouncing around. So this is what I went with. I went with Stafford, Cup, Woods. We went with this 1-2, and I was thinking I gotta have some type of run back. So I went with Bullock and Peterson. And man, Bullock didn't do good, but I wanted at least one or two run backs, and I was like, all right, I need one more Rams guy. And I was like, Michelle, could he catch a pass? And he did. He caught a touchdown. So thank you guys for help save my ass for this day. The $200 win somehow, some way brought me a tiny profit of like $10 for the day. So I'll take it. 100% take it. So here we are with that. Just wanted to show a little cool fifth place with Michelle. If you played the showdown, Peterson, Michelle both got touchdowns. So that's nice. Bullock, that was disappointing. I thought maybe I knew one of the guys would have a couple field goals. It was crazy. Like I did a four quarter in-game showdown, and right as I said it, I was still setting my lineup. The actual game was there. It was still fourth down when it went to the fourth quarter, and I saw that they were going to kick a field goal. So I threw the kick. It was like the easiest 4 or 5 points you can get by throwing the kicker in there. And yeah, but I didn't cash in that one. I didn't put Michelle in that lineup or Peterson. So a lot of rambling. Let's see here, man. So I want to go back to the recap for today for the main slates. I was all over Jordan Love. I was all over some crazy, unique, garbage guys that I think I was the only one that owned these guys. Like nobody owned Josiah DeGuara or Dominique Daphne. I mean, they're both backup tight ends for the Packers. I was trying something weird. I was trying to see if they could step in and maybe there'd be a security blanket. He'd be throwing a bunch to them. I don't know. I watched that whole game. Hey, we could talk about Packers. You know how it is with this with me on the stream. I'm a diehard Packers fan. I'm not here to stick to a script. I may just talk for the next 30 minutes all about how Jordan Love looked. I won't do that, but man, Jordan Love did look good. So I will do that. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. He looked good for his first start in terms of what he's able to do in one of the loudest stadiums in the whole NFL. It is hard to play. It's hard to play there, man. So I got a lot of love for Jordan Love with what he did today. He hung in there. I was hoping they'd get one more chance at it. They had a lot of chances. The defense really kept them in this game. I mean, hey, shout out to the Chiefs for finding a way to put that pressure on them and get the win. But if you want to ask me from if I was going to do my best to give you a non-biased view, I think the Packers were the better team. They looked better. They overall still like Love looked better than Mahomes. I know Mahomes had a few a few of his guys had drops. I think every receiver out there had a drop. But didn't look too bad, man. Oh, really? I have my screen up here working just fine. How about now? Hey, what's up, Cha Cha? Is it still screen is black? Still, let me know. Hey, thank you for just jumping on for a quick minute. Um, I was kind of feeling jumping back on a little stream. I got a little cash. It helped me break even for the day. Did one in-game showdown for the Rams Titans, and I got fifth place out of 141. So it got me $200. I'll take it. Let's see here. All right, how about now, man? It looks like it's working on mine, but hey, I wanted to just jump on, do a quick little recap. We'll do a showdown in the Bears, Titans. Try and keep this under an hour, but I want to still do the showdown for the main site. I was so off. I usually pick 6 quarterbacks and do the optimizer. I do the $75, 50 cent. Try and I have yet to smash an optimized lineup yet. So I'm hoping to tweak one in my direction and get another chance next week. And as long as I'm still alive, I'll get another chance the following week. And hey, we just got to keep breathing, keep being positive, keep cherishing these moments that we have to play these games and not take it so serious. We're just fans out here enjoying our life, doing things. And hey, man, these guys with these names, they're out there busting their butts, playing this sport for us, and they get paid millions of dollars. So that can go both ways with that comment. Man, how about Colt McCoy, 16 points? Hey, shout out to Jake. My buddy Jake sent me an image, and he's like, "Look at this lineup," and I almost threw up when I saw his quarterback was Colt McCoy. I was like, ugh. I mean, dude, I put Niners D in every one of my lineups, so and that busted, bust. This first time I ever did it. First time I ever put one defense. And I said, I'm locking them in. I want to try something. If I get 12, 13 points from this defense, at least I know it serves for 12, 13 points. My ass. I got 1 point. It's not on Facebook. It shows that it's working just fine on my side. All right, I'll be right back. Let me see here. Hey, welcome back, guys. I don't know what's going on with what you're saying, Cha Cha, but I just checked. It's recording it just fine on YouTube. YouTube's my number one priority. If it's not working on Facebook, that's all right. Uh, I got no control over that. I don't know why it's blacked out. I just use this streaming service and it shares it over. I don't know. But I appreciate that. I did just check it. It said it's working just fine on for YouTube. So let's go back here. I guess I could just talk, and if you watch me on YouTube, it shows it's working just fine. So I don't know. I'm just over here looking at the top 50 running backs, QBs, and receivers, tight ends, all the top plays. I just want to go and look at the prices, see who looks unique that I was on or was not on. I heard McCaffrey was low owned like we projected, and he didn't really do it. So good fade if you faded McCaffrey. If you're like me, I always just look for the low end. Once I knew McCaffrey was going to be low end, I wanted him in case somehow he popped. I didn't have him in a lot, but I faded Booker, and it looks like he did good. Man, the Giants did good. I was on Derek Carr. That busted. It was looking good for a second because I was on Derek Carr and Hunter Renfrow, and I saw that they got a touchdown early, and I was like, oh, I'm liking that. But that ended up busting. I was on Love. That was a bust. I was trying to fade Lamar Jackson. I did play Lamar Jackson in some lineups, but I was mostly fading him. When I say play, I played him in like 10%. That's usually me fading him. And I faded all Cowboys. Like, I'm so glad I did. Towards the end, I saw they got some garbage time points. But, man, I faded Albert O and everything. He only got 6 points. So I feel like I did some good things. Like, I faded these heavy chalk plays. Chiefs D, they came through. I was hoping that they were going to butt. They didn't really do too much. They got a lucky. I guess you can't say it's like they did pick off Jordan Love one time towards the end of the game in the blocked field goal. So, and they only gave up 7 points. So, what, they got 11? Sure. Hey, let me know if you can see me setting a lineup because that's important. I want to set a couple showdown lineups for tomorrow and see what craziness we can do. So top quarterback plays was Lamar Jackson, then Herbert. I was on Herbert a little bit, not that much. I mean, I put him in like 20 lineups in the mini max, but I barely cashed. I made like $11, so I think I cashed in a couple of those. I was all over Jordan Love. I had him in like 70 lineups. That didn't work out. I faded Prescott. Thank you. Faded Simeon, Mayfield, they were all on the top. But yeah, Derek Carr, Love. Oh, and I put Josh Allen in my Millie maker lineup. I swapped it out last minute. I saw this and I was like, I have like 2,500 X, or I had like, I did some numbers and I had Jordan Love in, and I was like, I got like 2,500 left over. Let me see what I can get. And whatever, 2,800, I don't know what it was. But I swapped out the quarterback and I was able to get Josh Allen just perfectly. And I had Diggs and I thought, hey, this makes sense. Let's look at this lineup. You want to see this lineup that I got? It's going to make your knees buckle, man. 70 points. I got 70 points in the Millie Maker. All snowflakes. All snowflakes. Josh Allen, 13 points. Well, 12.5. Darrell Williams. I didn't get one good play. Darren Waller. And you know what's crazy about this, man? I put this lineup in the Millie, and I put Daphne in the flex. I'm not scared to do anything crazy. Yeah, it was probably dumb, but you never know what they might have rolled out. It's a different – you just never know, man. You never know, especially now I know not to play Daphne next week in any classic. I'll play him again in Showdown. Oh, definitely. Nobody's on that guy. So if he ever comes through, I'm on it. But I'm not playing Daphne in Classic next week. Nah. I tried something crazy in the Millie. I put him in the Millie. He was on the field a lot. He was out there. They just didn't target him. I thought maybe he'd get some sneaky plays, some sneaky throws from Jordan Love. Wasn't bad, man. I even did a prop bet with Daphne, and that wasn't a bad prop bet either. For Daphne to score a touchdown, it was like 1,800, or I don't know the odds. It was like 18-1, and I was like, sure, I'll take that. All he has to do is score a touchdown. So obviously it didn't happen, but not a bad play. I was on Watkins, another bust. You know what? I'm glad Watkins busted. When everyone busts for me, as long as he busted and he didn't pop, that means I wouldn't have cash anyway. So I'm okay with him busting. It looks like Devontae Smith did good. So shout out to whoever may have played Devontae Smith. Hey, that's awesome. And then so over here on the right, I got this lineup that took down the Millie for 200. That's got to be the lowest I've seen the Millie get taken down this season. 205. And he had a couple snowflakes. This Jaceki, that's a snowflake. 9 points from Jaceki at 4,900. That's a snowflake. So he had two snowflakes. Zach Moss gets hurt, and he still takes it down. So congratulations to you, R. Bradley 23. You are now a millionaire, buddy. Very awesome to see. You deserve it because you only had one entry. Only one entry. I love it too, man. I hope I get my opportunity one day. I think playing crazy contrarian uniquely will get you there. You want to play the same shit like everybody else and ride the chalk. I know there's certain strategies where you're supposed to ride the chalk to a certain degree. But then again, do you play enough and you'll start to know your own patterns and rhythms of what makes sense. It's the way I see it. I wasn't on James Conner at all, and that's okay. That's because I was on 49ers defense. So I'm not upset. It's not that I missed something. I purposely was not on James Conner. So shout out to whoever played him. And this guy, I mean, James Conner won this guy his the tournament for him. Who won it? And Herbert. So he had Herbert, Allen in the second half. Yeah, in the 4 o'clock games. Connor, Allen, Herbert. What is that? 100 points. He got 100 points out of those 3 guys. So he was sitting at 105. And he was probably thinking, there's no way. Maybe I'll get a min cash. That'll be cool. but James Conner gets 3 touchdowns. Herbert is the top, pretty much the top scoring quarterback on the slate, and Keenan Allen goes bananas. That's nice, man. I love to see that. I want to go back and look at all the top. Look at second place, another single entry. Third, single entry, Moncho. Let's look at this, man. This guy don't have no snowflakes, but he doesn't have James Conner. That was that crazy play. He has Devontae Smith. Nice. One day it's gonna be us, man. It's gonna be us. Quez Watkins is gonna straight. When Quez gets an end zone, it's gonna be 2 of them. He's gonna get you 33 points. I'm gonna have Ramondre Stevenson in there. I'm gonna do it, man. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna keep firing, keep hitting, keep slashing, keep putting up 80 point until my number's called. When my number's called, it'll be about 2:30, and we're gonna smash the millie. But look at this, man. I love to see this. The top 9 places in the millie were all single entries. You could put a max of 150 entries in this thing. And these guys that got 1st through 9th only had 1 entry. So I love that. That is amazing. Crazy week indeed. Just trying to see if there's any names. I don't know. I don't follow some of these names. I know when I see the little emblem on the side. If you're Awesome Click or something like that, man. So I know a few names because a lot of these guys they max it out. They do this for a living, so it's cool to see those continue to be successful, and I hope they're having fun. So Conklin, he got in this 3rd place for an optimal lineup. That's cool, man. Cordell Patterson only 7% owned. I was on him. George Kittle, look at that Kittle play, man. Kittle coming in there. I think the tight ends totally bombed. Like tight end play this main slate was just horrendous. Where's the tight end play? Oh, you want to jump on, man? Let me see here. All right, give me a second. I'll have you jump on. All right, guys. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Test. All right, I think we're back here, man. Woo! I'm going to be on for a little bit, see if Cha-Cha wants to talk for like 10, 20 minutes. I still want to set some lineups, so I may work on a showdown until he jumps back in here. I will show my best lineup. All right, we could break it down. Let's see here. My best lineup. Where you at? Where's my best lineup? Bada bing, bada boom. Where you at? All right, I see you in the background, brother. Give me a second. Hey, what's up, Cha-Cha? Welcome, man.
Hey, what's going on, EJ?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Not much, man. It's, sort of in the same position, just sort of reflecting on the week 9 we just had.
Say that again, bud.
Sort of the same position, just reflecting on the week 9 we just had.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. But it seems like you did a little good. You were on a couple of those plays we were talking about with Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Then that Justin Jefferson and trying to hit off on the one-offs on the Miami-Houston game, mainly with Waddle and Miles Gaskin were my 2 favorites from Miami. And then Gesicki came at 3rd in just a handful of lineups.
You still went that direction with Tua ruled out? I'm a little shocked.
Yeah, even with Brissett, I saw, just with Devontae out, Gesicki and Waddle just target machines.
He did target those guys earlier in the year when he started. He had a game where they all caught a bunch of balls.
But
man,
I think we were right. It wasn't a game that we could stack. It wasn't. You didn't want Tyrod or the quarterback, or you didn't want to run 2 of them. And
it's crazy though, man. The guys that I'm looking at this Millie, 4th place had Gaskins and Waddle in the same lineup, and the guy that won the Millie had Waddle and Gesicki. Like, why did that come through? Why was that an optimal lineup? They only got 16 points and 9 points. That is not a great lineup. I mean, having those pieces in there, I'm very shocked.
And, it could just be one of those rare cases where volume speaks louder than sometimes talent.
It's because he had James Conner. The 2% owned James Conner is what did it. And I was all over Niners D, so I X'd Conner out. I was never going to touch him. So that backfired.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say some of my biggest regrets would probably hopping on the Amari Cooper chalk. Glad I faded Zeke. And then Stephon Diggs, I went back to him. I even played Josh Allen. I can never get Josh Allen right. I should have told everyone to stay away the second I was playing him, because when I play him, he doesn't do a thing.
I ended up wrong. I must have been feeling your vibe through the universe, man, because I rolled him in my Millie stack and got slaughtered.
Man, it's just I can't play Josh Allen right, so I don't know what to tell you.
Man, I was talking about Matt Ryan with you last night. I was thinking like, could a Matt Ryan? I didn't build any lineups with him, but I was thinking about it. I was like, could that work? And I saw that he had a good game. Damn, I wasn't
Yeah,
on him at all.
I'd hate to try to pronounce his name. That one receiver from there, and Russell Gage didn't do bad.
Yeah, I don't like Gate. Yeah, I saw he didn't do bad.
Yeah, I don't like him either. But I was like, all right, not too bad, not too shabby.
Oh, you're talking about Olamide Zacchaeus. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
he did good. I remember last year when Zacchaeus caught 8 balls against the Packers in like his first NFL game where he got some. They went with him.
I think I remember the exact game you're talking about.
Yeah, that was last year against the Packers. He caught like 8 balls, and I was like, "Who is this guy? I'm gonna roll with him." He didn't do anything else the rest of the year, but here he is. How I can't believe I didn't think about going. That's why I'm a recreational player. Sometimes I'm on, most of the times I'm not on, but when I am on, oh, you better watch out because I'm gonna get like 240 points when I'm on.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you jumped in late. I was saying the only reason I'm doing this stream is because I was so lucky enough to break even for the day by getting an in-game showdown. I got 5th place for the second half of this game tonight. So
which game?
So the Titans Rams. I did an in-game showdown for the second half just for giggles because I was having such a bad day in DFS. Me and my wife, we came back home and I was like, man, we're just watching this game out in town. I'm gonna enter an in-game showdown, and I did a $33 entry, and I put in. I was like, I know how this is gonna go down. They're down 21-3, right? Isn't that what it was at halftime? We all know that the Rams, Stafford's gonna break out of some funk. He really didn't. It was. So I got really lucky. I mean, they still got their asses whooped tonight. That's another interesting one. But I was lucky enough to put Adrian Peterson and Sony Michel in the same lineup, so it got me 5th place. So I was really glad to get that. That's what's great about DFS. You just never know where you could find a lineup just bail your ass out.
So especially those old guys like AP. I know one of my biggest winning weeks was Anquan Bolden. Like it was like his last year almost. Just pulled out like a 2-touchdown game for me.
Oh man, I remember Bolden. Wow, those are the days. I remember when Devontae Freeman had 3 touchdowns in a game for the Falcons, and it was like the big thing.
He was a big thing.
Yeah, he was. He's still in the league. I'm really shocked. But yeah, man, what a week. A lot of I don't know. Will you say that the chalk came through? I would say the chalk failed, right? I guess Lamar Jackson was the only piece that really held its ground.
And I mean, up until I want to say 4th quarter, 2 minutes left, you could have said playing Marquis Brown and Mark Andrews was completely non-optimal.
Really? How did Mark Andrews end up doing?
I think around the range, like maybe around 8 points.
Oh, that's horrible.
And then Marquis Brown, like I said, like mainly that like last like 4th quarter drive, like one long play, another long play in overtime that got him the 100-yard bonus. I want to say he almost doubled his points in a short time span, which he is a boomer bust player. He is a guy who does it all in one play. So as to be expected.
Man, so the 2,500 play was the Chargers tight ends.
Oh, regret of the day. So I had an hour of adjustment time, and I made two decisions off news of snap count for Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle, which I completely faded both, and the Kittle thing just made me look stupid.
Yeah. Man,
But
Kittle.
but maybe that's just a note. Maybe snap counts affect the running backs more because they sort of need the whole game to gather so many points. Where receivers can do so much in like 2 or 3 plays.
Oh, definitely. That's why there's so many flexes with receivers, and
I know you see Donald Parham Jr. there. My best ball suggestion to you.
Did you tell me him? I mean, I know who he was. I must have missed that when we were talking yesterday.
It was one of the drafts you were doing. It was just someone I sort of guided you into really getting into that live stream.
Oh, are you talking about the best ball?
Yeah, the best ball one.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I do remember Parham from last year, but yeah, when we did that best ball, I did a few of them. I can't remember exactly. I'm sure I was on the clock, and I was like, let me get him.
I think it was the one where you accidentally auto-drafted
Taysom Hill?
No, the running back from the Ravens, J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, yeah. That's just me. I'm a slow guy in general, so that's me trying to multitask, doing this stream that is actually challenging for me, but I enjoy it to some degree. Yeah, trying to multitask all those things, making sure, see if I'm in the chat, and then it's like, holy shit, I'm on the clock. I got 10 seconds left. Let me just pick anybody if I can.
Plus, it was late round, so it wasn't a draft buster.
Nah, I'm actually okay in best ball. It says I'm breaking even, but I know what that means. That doesn't. Yeah. You really got to make it to round 3 or so to really break even.
I think like I mentioned before, I had to do it with a buddy just through a different state with us, just together. I think I have 6 teams, 2 in first place and 1 like in third. So trying to get there.
Yeah, that's nice, man. It's always fun to follow it as it gets closer towards the end of the season. Then you could really see if your sweat is really going to pan out to something. But I want to top defensive for the week. Man, I can't believe the Browns D. They stepped up. They had that interception early in the game. That really shifted things. There was like 4 defensive scores in the 1 o'clock games.
And man, I know most people will say it's easy to say this just by watching the highlights of the game, but I live in Ohio, so I was stuck watching the whole game. Denzel Ward on the field is a huge deal. Not just that really long pick 6, just the tackling on the running plays, the defense and the coverage he's playing. That guy is a difference maker.
Yeah, so this is I keep forgetting that you're a Cincinnati fan, or no, you're a Patriots fan, but you're from Ohio.
Well, I live in Ohio, but I'm from Kentucky, and I didn't really have a team when I started originally watching football. And I think like my first game, of course, had to be a Patriots Super Bowl. And then, just been riding the train ever since.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. It's always good to ride with positivity. I respect that. But yeah, I wonder what that's like to be up there when the Browns are playing the Bengals, like 2 teams from the same state. There's not much else going on up there with you're either one fan or the other. kind of, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I'm definitely more on the Brown side.
Yeah. That's cool though, man. Dude, I was on the Jaguars D, but then I told myself I'm just going to run one defense. I want to try something different. And I thought the Niners D was a complete lock. I was on the Jaguars D. I had 4 defenses selected that I was going to roll with. And then I canceled out. I wish I stayed with the Jaguars D. What a great play.
Yeah, I think in like 30 teams, I think it was just nothing but Giants, Panthers, and 49ers. I went all cheap.
Yeah, Giants came out for you a little bit.
Yeah. I think
What was your
touchdown.
highest scored lineup?
I think around like 180 with Lamar.
That's good.
Yeah, like Lamar, Nick Chubb, Gaskin, JJ, Marquis Brown. I think I had Nico Collins in there, T. Higgins as a run back on the Chubb play, who had an incredible first half and like 0 points in the second.
Are you talking about Nick Chubb?
The T. Higgins. He was sort of
T.
like
Higgins?
he was sort of like my run back on the, hey, I got Nick Chubb winning this game, running it down their throat, then sort of not Jamar Chase, but Joe Burrow throwing it to T. Higgins.
Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of looking.
But of course, he gets like 12 points in the first half and like none in the second.
Wow, is that how that game went? Wow.
Yeah.
You would think they were down the whole game. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at my top lineup. It took me 150 lineups just to get one lineup that was 172. That's my highest scored lineup. Not gonna cut it, but that's all right. I'm glad to just see where my head was at. I set this lineup with Lamar Jackson, Marquise Brown, Bateman, and Higgins. I did all 4 of those, and I optimized like 10 lineups. And this is the one that stood out. I got lucky keeping Chubb. I did a pool of like 10 running backs, and I had Chubb in there. I still got to tweak it. I like the optimizer. Optimizer's fun. I enjoy it. I just don't want to get so wrapped up into it. I think I'm just going to stick to classics and run the optimizer, because I believe the way I do it, one of these days I'm going to hit Quez Watkins with some crazy combination, and I'm going to set like 30 lineups, and he's going to pop. And when he pops, I'm hoping that it's going to take us to the promised land. But looked like Devontae Smith was the guy this week, and once again was not Watkins. I sure hope he gets his one of these weeks. I don't know how he played, how he looked. To me, I guess it looks like he didn't play that well, but I don't know. I didn't see the game at all. I'll have to ask my buddy.
So I do remember he caught the first like pass of the game, and I was like, all right. And then he got quiet, and then I sort of stopped watching, and obviously you see the final score.
That's crazy. So this guy Bear Attack, he would have won the Millie with 209 points. And he had Connor in the flex. Of course, there's no way these guys are getting over 200 points without Connor. Nice lineup here. Man, that tight end spot was so weak today. So weak.
Yeah.
It's crazy how weak it was.
Even the pricey guys, they did a little bit, but not enough for the price.
No, I mean,
not for you to get Lamar and Nick Chubb, which were on most top 1% lineups.
And a lot of people were probably scared to play George Kittle, thinking that he'd be on a snap count.
Oh yeah, like I said, like I was all about. I maybe had like I think a 4 tight end pool. It was Conklin, Alberto, Mike Gesicki, and George Kittle. And then George Kittle just got eliminated an hour before, switched it to Mark Andrews, and there she went. And but I am a huge Kittle fanboy. I will say that.
I am too. I like. I listen to their family's podcast. They have a podcast talking about yoga and mindfulness. So I listen to it. I think it's his uncle or someone in his family runs it. It's kind of cool. So I've been following them all summer. I like those guys. Kittle, Bobby Tanyan, and TJ Hawkinson, they're all like close friends in the tight end community. So I respect all those guys. They're all yogis, man. So I like that.
Yeah.
That's why they all got long hair. If you ever wondered why, they're all practicing mindfulness. They're all celebrity football players, but at the same time, this is the closest they can be to being a hippie on the football field. They won't say it, but I can tell that that's what they are, who they want to be. They would just want to be themselves and be positive, happy people. So I don't have much other thoughts on this slate.
Yeah, man. To be honest with you,
I kind of got lucky.
Get your thoughts on this hard game or hard showdown that I have no clue how to dive into tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? Yeah, let's set a lineup. Let's see what we can go at.
I mean, it's definitely a tough one.
You want to? I'm not going to do this on the stream, but I will tell you I will tell you a lineup that I'm going to put in, and it's basically it's a lineup that will not see no points unless this guy plays, and there's got to be a week where Big Ben takes a big hit and he's out of the game, and I want to be I'm going to throw a lineup with I don't know who's backing up Big Ben. I wonder if it's Haskins. I know we're not gonna set this lineup and put Haskins in, but I'm gonna do I'm gonna do 1 or 2 lineups with the backup quarterback. Because man, that took down the line. That took it down in the Jets game, man.
2 times this year.
Yeah, and I've been waiting to see. I kind of want to see what they got in Haskins. I want to see if they give him another chance.
I mean, and you're right. Big Ben, he sort of fits the injury profile, like on the older side. Bad old line can't protect him. 1 big hit.
Yeah, they don't have Khalil Mack in there, but the Bears, they can get to Big Ben tomorrow. I'm interested to see. I definitely am my eyes are open again on that backup quarterback, and I know this is a spot where Haskins could do some work if he gets to see the field, but we got to act like that's never going to happen because it's probably not going to happen. So I'm not going to put him in this lineup. So Montgomery,
he's playing. I'm hearing
he's currently designated to return. Will play in Monday's contest against the Steelers. This is going to be a difficult situation. Let me pull up the labs, see what Fantasy Labs has to say about anything. I mean, you know me by now. I'm not someone that's great at breaking things down and telling you what I think the game script and who's strong on either side of the ball. I know some things. But to look at this and just think where this direction could go, who could be at the captain, I think we missed it with Justin Fields. Everybody's going to be on Justin Fields now. Like his first 4 games, he had like less than 8 points in each game. Well, he did get 14 points against the Packers, but then he got 29 points. So a lot of people are thinking, well, you know what? Fields can just throw 1 touchdown. And he's like the cheap man, Lamar Jackson. That's what we see in him. That's what people are probably thinking. Is he going to run it a lot? Is he going to have to do everything? I don't know, man. I think this is a game where you could put Robinson in the captain. Why not? This guy has not went off yet with Fields, so maybe they connect on something. I think going in a direction where you play the Steelers stack, that's a very common direction to go into. We all know Big Ben throws to all those dudes, put Big Ben in the captain and pick your receivers. Is Eric Ebram back? Because if not, I like that. Yeah, that guy's. Oh, Ebron's still out. Will not play Monday against the Bears.
Ooh. Yeah. Fairmuth might just have the green light then.
Yeah, I mean he's real cheap.
And I was watching him last week. I mean, he's a little raw. I mean, as a rookie, but he's got talent.
He is, yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm just going through some of my tabs here. I want to pull up the Showdown slate on the labs. See who they project as the highest rated. So the labs say that Najee Harris, then Deontay Johnson. So it looks like Steelers running back, receiver, and Big Ben round out the top 3 best plays. At captain, then Justin Fields, Chase Claypool. This one has Khalil Herbert, and I guess they haven't really put in the equation with David Montgomery coming back. Yeah, they don't even have – the one thing I don't like about the fantasy labs is that they don't – when a guy's injured and it says they're coming back, they take a little while to put them back in that system, that formula, because I can't make any lineups. If I wanted to optimize, I got to wait till tomorrow evening to really – I don't think I'm going to optimize any lineups for this Showdown. I'm just going to do a couple, probably maybe 5 to 10 single entries. I feel like those are my bread and butter if I get a lineup that is almost optimal. I like to do the $3, the $5 single entries. Those are fun. Man, what happened to this guy? Brashard Perryman. He's waived by the Bears, so he's not on a team. He's waived today. Despite being healthy, Perryman has yet to suit up this season. He's going to get picked. He's going to be on a playoff team. Maybe he'll go back to the Ravens. That's who drafted him. Brashard Perryman, I think he's from UCF. Went to the same college over here in UCF.
But I do like to think you're thinking, because I do like to start at the bottom and sort of see if you could find, like, I like really cheap guys that can get you. I mean, they don't need to blow up the slate, but hey, 10 points, hell, even like 8 sometimes. You find a dude $1,000.
Well, the guys I like in that spot are the Steelers running backs that are not Najee Harris. Like back when but it seems like it's Najee Harris and nobody else. That's what sucks, but these Steeler running backs, like Jalen Samuels last year, Anthony McFarland, Kellen Balaj, he even gets a little work. Not much. He hasn't got anything. But I like these running backs. Like if somehow Fields and the Bears get off to a fast start, I don't know what kind of offense. Maybe these guys can come in here. I mean, there's even cheaper guy. I mean, a little bit better priced than these $200. Ooh. But yeah, I can't see anybody who's Jakeem Grant. I want to look at it on here, see who gets some snaps. Anybody's gotten some snaps on these really cheap. I could look up anybody's snap count here. I can't.
Ooh.
If Marquis Goodwin, he's good for a deep possible touchdown. Because if he gets on the fantasy board, he's going to break the slate. He don't just get you 6-7 catches for 30 yards. He gets you like 3 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown.
I mean, at $900, Demir Bird,
he's that same guy. He's a Marquis Goodwin.
I think it was one of my best plays last year, and like one of my things. I don't know if you ever noticed is DraftKings will send you like an email of your best plays of the year or whatever. But I had
played him in that game with Cam Newton? No way.
Oh yeah. I'm a Patriots fan, and I just been watching games. I'm like, I knew. I'm like, he's only, I see Cam Newton throwing 15 times a game, but if you see the air yards, you're like, hey, twice a game, he's looking the mirror bird's way. Like, he's throwing deep, and you just notice that, like, he's not completing it, but you see it enough times. And the same with Chris Hogan, one time a couple years ago. I think it was like Tom Brady threw three touchdowns to him.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that game.
I think both those plays were like, I know the Demir Bird was like 0.3 or 4% of him.
Yeah, he was on the optimal lineup for the Millie. I remember that. Someone played him. So crazy. But yeah, this guy Bird had 26 snaps. Looks like he's getting like 35% of the snaps, and he's only 900. He's just not targeted at all, but he's out there on the field. He can catch balls. He can break away. He can do something.
He's a fast guy out there on the field. He's not just some slow guy either.
So with that being said, I want to see what Bird and the captain looks like, because if he goes off, you can do so many stacks.
Oh, you're talking double. Talking possibly double quarterback right off the rip.
Yeah, if I'm going Bird and the captain, I'm putting both quarterbacks. There's no point in ever putting Bird and the captain where.
So like right there, that's half your lineup.
Say that again.
I said with both quarterbacks in there, I think that's 3 out of 6 roster spots.
Yeah. But it's not bad to do that because Fields, you may just need you could just do Fields and Bird. I don't know. I want to see how we can finish this lineup, but you could do Big Ben with like Harris and one of the receivers and maybe like Freiermuth.
Yeah, maybe I like. Are you a Claypool or Deontay Johnson fan?
I like guys that mostly. Well, Claypool's like a deep threat. Deontay Johnson's that short connection usually. I know he caught a few deeper passes. I know he caught a touchdown against the Packers for like 40 yards. He catches some deep balls, but he mostly catches those short intermediate routes.
Yeah,
So
I do like Deontay's volume, but I do tend more Claypool's talent.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to see if I went with Johnson or if we went with Big Ben and Freiermuth, do I really want Najee Harris in this lineup? I'm not sure yet. But because with David Montgomery coming back, they may ease him back. It could be like a split snap count between him and Khalil Herbert for this first game he's back.
Oh, for sure.
Man, I want to know if this guy is like still on the active roster. This is a cheap tight end that actually he did catch one touchdown week 5. He just doesn't see the field at all. Kind of just galaxy braining with you, seeing I like to bounce around and go here and there. I want to see if he saw the field at all. No. Even when he got that touchdown pass, he only had 2 snaps on offense. So Jesper Horsted, yeah, that's a reach. That's like a Dominique Daphne play. Yeah, I don't know where to go here. I'm thinking Big Ben and Freiermuth. Maybe Freiermuth, he is kind of expensive for tight end, but with Ebron out, I don't know how. This is what I really should look up. How is Chicago against these positions? So Chicago has been horrible against the receiver. They've been amazing against tight end. They've given up 1 point, 2 points, 8 points, 8 points, 8 points, 9 points. Chicago hasn't given up over 11 points to any tight end spot.
And that's a pretty good tight end list there. I mean, when you're looking.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is.
They didn't just play, some weak teams of no tight ends.
Darren Waller. They played the Buccaneers, who Brady.
Oh yeah.
Gronk was hurt for that game.
Even CJ Usama, who's been tearing it up,
and TJ Hawkinson and Baker Mayfield's 3 serviceable tight ends on that team.
Yeah, the triple-headed dragon.
Yeah. Looking at this, it's contrarian to actually play Freiermuth. People probably don't always see this stat and see how well Chicago's defense has been against the tight end spot. But so they haven't given up over 11 points. So we're seeing Freiermuth is going to get 12, 13 points here. Is that really going to happen? He got 12 points last week and 14 points in week 8. Week 8, 14, and week 6, he got 12 when he got called up for extra duty. I don't know. I don't feel like it's a good play. It doesn't look like it's a good play. That's what
Yeah,
that's saying.
let's take it out and possibly do the running
The
back wide
receivers.
receiver. Yeah, running back wide
Yeah.
receiver combo or the dual wide receivers.
I mean, I can get both big receivers here. I can get Johnson and Claypool
Oh yeah.
and get Robinson. So I could just do this. With this lineup, I'm pretty much saying Bird. I'd want Bird to be the highest scored skill player out there on the field. That's a reach.
But
I
at the
guess,
same time, I've
yeah.
had showdown experience where I had a wide receiver that scored more points than the running back, the backup running back, which I played as well in my roster spot, not captain. But someone captained the backup running back and was able to fit in that wide receiver and the quarterback of that team where I couldn't. So they were able to get more points on me.
That's crazy.
Even though that wide receiver, I think, scored maybe like 10 to 12 more points than that running back.
That's how it is sometimes, man. It's all about where you can find these pieces. Like,
so sometimes you don't need Bird to be the highest scorer, or maybe sometimes even just a solid 20 points.
I mean, yeah, Bird got me maybe one. If Bird only caught one pass for 40-yard touchdown pass, that could be just enough. He could just do that for that price. That would be you, but I would need all these other pieces to really come through. Who knows, man? I see Montgomery coming back, and I don't know what to think about this play. What do they have to do? Why do they need to rush Montgomery back? They're not a playoff team. They don't need to risk this guy getting hurt again. They're pretty much in rebuild mode. So I think he comes back and he's on like a snap count. He has to be.
I think it could be just like C-Mac, but even worse this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Khalil Herbert hasn't done bad, so they're not going to throw him away on the bench and just hide him forever.
No, I agree. I don't mind this lineup. I wanted to get Allen Robinson in here. He's people are still scared to play him, thinking that his price is way too high. It is pretty high. 11K. Or no, he's 7,200. He's 10K in the captain. Sorry. That's so confusing when I click that and it shows that. Yeah, he's 7,200. I guess that's not too bad. It's basically the same price as Freiermuth, and I'd rather have Allen Robinson over him.
Plus the way you got the roster constructed, I mean, you're sort of in a shootout mode. So I mean, I couldn't see anything below him being too optimal because it means it's defenses and kickers. Then so you got Herbert and Fairmuth.
We got Mooney, but Mooney's probably going to play, but he's has a groin. Those groin injuries, they can come back to haunt you. And he could be another guy.
I think with us banking on Bird and the way Bird's going to be playing, he'll be taking the deep balls that Mooney would be getting.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm ready to lock this lineup in just to go with this direction. Here, let's do another one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the definition of a Galaxy brand lineup myself.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'll do one more and then we'll call it a night. You know, there's a few of these free tournaments on these showdown slates every week, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you play them just I think they're so hard to beat.
I even did the free Draftkings one today, like just right before 1 o'clock hit. And of course, I put
Yeah.
Lamar. I put Lamar and Nick Chubb in. I got like 700th place and like $3. But
I hear
I
you.
was before the 4 o'clock games hit because somehow I just put all the 1 o'clock games in, and I think I was up in like 150th place for $5.
Damn.
Yeah, out of like 99,000.
That's pretty good, man.
I mean, we talked earlier. Just immediately, I was just, hey, that Lamar and Nick Chubb. Sometimes you're just feeling it. It's all about hitting the other pieces, which unfortunately I couldn't get all together right. But week 10, let's go.
I mean, I was on Lamar Jackson, knowing that he could be good, but I wanted him to bust because it just looked like you were saying with the Cooper Rush on how he just smashed the Vikings, and of course Lamar Jackson's ended up smashing it too. I was just hoping it could have busted.
And I kept noticing too, like you just go through so many game logs during the week, and I just noticed so many wide receivers or tight ends. I'm like, hey, they've had their season high on Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I just like you sort of noticed, like, all right,
it makes sense, man. It's totally the right play. I just always want to see the chalk fail. I know if the chalk fails, then that means my crazy ass has a chance. So let's see. I'm already thinking. I was looking at some of these kickers. I could see like Big Ben moving the ball and then getting stuck. I could see him always moving the ball at home and getting stuck. So it looks like Boswell is pretty cheap. Well, I don't know if 3,800 is really. Kicker prices are what they are. But he's done good at home. The past 2 games at home, he's gotten 11 points and 13 points. Against the Bears here, I could see him getting like maybe 3 field goal attempts and maybe converting all 3 of them.
Yeah, kickers at home is definitely way quieter for them.
I want to put Boswell in here, see how I can make it make sense. I wonder where I'd go in the captain. If maybe Najee Harris, because we didn't even put Najee in that last lineup. I could see him catching a bunch of balls, having like 10 targets. He hasn't had a game where he had a bunch of targets.
Yeah, I would say for this one at captain, let's go with one of the volume kings, and that would be between Najee and Deontay.
Oh, I'm going Najee then. Definitely.
It was obviously like Najee gets all the rushing attempts there. He even gets PPR work. And we already talked about Deontay Johnson getting all the short work and like 12 targets. Love it.
I still like Deontay in this lineup. I want to see how I can make that fit. If I go this route, I don't want both quarterbacks, so I got to decide: do I want Fields or Big Ben? Because if I got Boswell in this lineup, I'd go Fields, I think.
I would say Fields. I agree with that because they say you got Big Ben getting stopped. You got Najee Harris at least getting 1 touchdown. Rushing, that is.
Yeah, I'm thinking a lot of short. Like Deontay, maybe he'll be on his short game. Who knows, man? So with this lineup, now we're going to be going cheap. We're going to have to be thinking. Oh, this is a unique one. We could totally put Cole Kmet in here and then see if we can Galaxy Brain a $200 flex because that's all you got. I love it when you get a lineup where you have that $200 spot and you need it to do something. I just don't know if we can with this lineup, but having a $200 flex with the top play in the captain is still safe. But Cole Kmet, he still hasn't gotten the end zone yet this year. Could he break out of it?
Unfortunately, looking at the $200 guys, I'm having trouble seeing anyone that's even seen the field. I don't know if DK just really priced this Showdown like super tight.
Jimmy Graham, I mean, why don't he don't even play no more? Activated from the reserve. Oh, because he's been on COVID for the past 2 games.
Ooh, could that be the play instead of Cole Kmet?
Let's see. Well, I was looking to fit in a 200. I mean, yeah, I guess that's hard because if we roll with Jimmy Graham, he's basically only going to get some red zone work.
Yeah, it'd be doing nothing but play action.
Hey, what's up, man? Dro Nazarian. Hey, welcome to the stream. This is EJ, and I got Cha breathing fantasy football literally, and yeah, I'm about to pass out too with some Z's. It's pretty. Hey, there's nobody else out there right now doing Draftkings, looking at the Showdown on a Monday morning here. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe there is someone. But Jimmy Graham, could we put Jimmy Graham and Cole Kmet? The only reason I say it is because it fits the bill. But it looks like they've been rolling with Jesse James lately. But if Jimmy Graham, if he's active, they're going to get him back out there on the field a little bit, I would say. People may not even think about Jimmy Graham at all because Jesse James is like in the fold.
Said Jesse James from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Like a revenge game, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we could go. I'm kind of interested in this. It's hard for me to get off this Jimmy Graham right now. I'm thinking about it.
You think you can play both tight ends?
With Fields, it looks like Fields likes to throw it. Maybe this is his 6th game starting now. I don't know. He hasn't thrown more. He hasn't had a multi-passing touchdown performance yet this season. And for Jimmy Graham to be on that optimal lineup, he would have to catch a touchdown pass in the red zone. That's the only way. But that's interesting to see. If Jimmy Graham, if he's active, he's going to be on the field. They're going to bring him out there. Why is Ryan Nall 1,000? This guy, why is this guy not 200? Makes no sense. Yeah, and all these other guys are like 600, 1,000. I agree. Damian Bird's probably the best.
It's like the first guy you see, first guy you see that you know is going to see like even just a small chunk of like some fill time.
Yeah. So Benny Snell, he spells, but he hasn't lately. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess he just comes in only for passing plays. I don't know what to think here. I guess Cole Kmet's not really a good play, especially if with Jesse James, maybe they'll give him some more work.
Yeah, especially now that we just noticed it was a revenge game.
Yeah. I mean, this could be like some weird, sneaky. If you put Jesse James and Bears D, no, I can't do that. I mean, Bears D without Big Ben could make some sense. But having Najee Harris the captain, kind of, you would need Bears D to get a defensive score and a few sacks and a couple turnovers.
I mean, if the only touchdown of the game is from Najee rushing, and then he has 9 receptions, and just enough, let's say, 70 rushing yards and 50 receiving yards, I think that's a 27-point game. And really, it's just based off one solo touchdown and a bunch of PPR work.
I agree, but why does Jesse James make sense? We're just believing that the revenge game is going to have a factor. He's not even the tight end 1. He's like the tight end 2.
Is it maybe not a factor to play him, but maybe less of a factor to play possibly an overpriced Cole Kmet with Jesse James' revenge game and factor along with Jimmy Graham being back?
Yeah. I don't even know. I mean,
it probably just makes Cole Kmet just honestly just too overpriced.
It is. I agree. He definitely is overpriced for a guy that, well, what's his snaps like? Like, I'm curious to see. For that price, we want him to get a touchdown for 5,800. He's getting almost all the work, though. 63 out of 70 snaps last week for Kmet. He never leaves the field. And if they can move the ball to the red zone, Jimmy Graham will get some work.
I mean, it is possible, with Justin Fields and just they do want to run it, with probably with Herbert and Montgomery and Fields tomorrow. So it'll probably be a couple 2 tight end formations to help on the run block. So you're right, Cole Kmet probably will be on the field most of the time, even with 2 tight ends gone.
Fuck it, man. I just want to put it in there just to.
He says, "Fuck it, let's go."
I can't think of a better spot where I see your logic with the Bears D with Najee Harris, but I can't see any other piece. If I rolled Bears D, I can't see another piece that makes sense. It's so hard. Like, I can't just roll this with Jimmy Graham. That's crazy. With no Kmet, just having Jimmy Graham. See, that doesn't make any sense. And I don't want to use any more Steelers because if I use more Steelers, then that means Big Ben may be optimal, and I don't want to touch that. I guess I could take Deontay Johnson out and just have Claypool. But then if Claypool pops, that means it's usually a touchdown when he pops.
I mean, at the same time, it could be. I mean, he could get a nice 40-yard, 50-yard reception, just get tackled, and just Big Ben can't, just finish the job. He said, then Boswell just doing his thing. He
did in week 3. He had 9 receptions for 15 targets, 96 yards, and no touchdown. That's an amazing play without big. Let's see what we could do with Claypool instead of Deontay Johnson. Let's see where else we can go here. I don't think he's much cheaper, is he? How much did we really save? Oh, we saved a little bit.
Yeah, I think 2,200.
Yeah, 2,200. So if I took, where else can we go? We could literally do the same stack that we just did. How crazy is that? Fields, Robinson, and Bird. with Najee
Yeah.
Harris, Boswell, and Claypool. Hey, if we were on it in the last stack, might as well be back on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But now we're basically saying if this is to be optimal, I think we're trying to say that Najee Harris gets 2 touchdowns instead of just 1. I don't know. Any thoughts on it? Because I could go a couple different directions. Could go back to Komet, and then you got 2,400. Now, if we didn't go Allen Robinson and we went Komet and Damian Byrd, I mean, that leaves you 1,800. That's a very unique lineup that's not going to have that much duplicates. Maybe no duplicates at all. But that's asking both these guys to possibly get a touchdown or get some work. I don't know. I do weird shit like this sometimes because I see 1,800. When I see 1,800, to me, 18 is my favorite number. It's my birth date. And I know you're probably like, EJ, I don't care about that shit. That doesn't mean anything. But sometimes if it's meant to be and 1,800 leftover is meant to be, then it's my time. That's
Hey.
You just never know what makes sense when you set these lineups. And I may be like, holy shit, 1,800, that's my lucky number. Update entry, I'm in. And boom, that's what does it. People don't think like that sometimes. And I don't know, man.
No, I'm with you, man. If you got the mojo.
Well, a lot of times I got the balls to play some lineups, but they usually always backfire on me. A few times each year, I do get some cash, and I do have some big sweats. But I haven't had any big sweats really this season yet. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know here. I don't know which direction. We could go with the Allen Robinson, or maybe
Let's try going off the bird in case the first one's a complete miss.
all right. See, I can't get Herbert in here. Not with Claypool.
But Najee will be high owned, so we still have to be, pretty contrarian with these last two.
I mean, could go back to Jesse James, and then you get 5,200, and you can go James Robinson, but then we got Claypool. So, or we could just go away, but we can go away from Claypool and just say James Robinson, and then get Khalil Herbert, or you can get Montgomery.
How much PPR work does Herbert get?
Oh, against the Bucks, he had 5 targets and 5 receptions, but they were getting blown out. Montgomery usually did it all. I think we were both on the same boat here. We both wanted to fade these guys.
Yeah, especially with that O-line and just the fact, the Steelers, pretty much have led the league in blitz percentage for like 2 years now.
Yeah. What if we put Fields in the captain if we think that he's going to run it? I mean, he had a good game where he had 100 rushing yards, so I could see him getting somewhere in the middle of the ground here, like 60 rush yards, maybe a touchdown.
or even plenty of throws. First down, you get sacked. There's a chance on when it's 2nd and 18, they're probably not going to run it if they really need to win.
I want to see what Fields and the captain looks like. We could save a little space. I can even go back to Johnson here. I still want to stick with Boswell in this lineup. So I got these. So I need Fields to throw it to 2 guys. Komet. No, I don't like that. Maybe go back to Claypool.
Or if we're fading Bird on this one, maybe even go Mooney, the other long ball guy.
Oh, good point. So 2,800. Could get Bears D here. That surprisingly makes sense if you think about it. Fields gets a rushing touchdown. He gets 1 passing touchdown to Mooney. Bears D gets a touchdown, and then these 3 Steelers guys, they all get some complimentary points. Like Boswell gets 3 field goals, and Harris and Claypool just eat up the PPR.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
I think it does. I mean, would you honestly run this kind of lineup on your end? I mean, I'll run anything if you haven't known by now.
Yeah,
if I had
that game script 110% makes sense. I mean,
yeah, because it seems like Mooney. I mean, it seems like Fields doesn't throw more than 1 touchdown a game. He hasn't yet.
But now that I'm thinking about it, this game it could be similar to what I've seen today with Cincinnati's O-line and the successful rate the Browns were blitzing. Could be pretty mirror-like to this Chicago O-line versus this Pittsburgh, blitzing attack.
Wow, that's a good point.
Because I really watched that game. And you're like, just seeing Burrow and Cincinnati look good all year. Just saying that, what's the deal here? And I was seeing that that's the weakness of the Cincinnati O-line going against really strong pass rush teams is Joe Burrow was just getting sacked left and right.
Yeah, that looked bad, man. So I'm gonna roll those 2 lineups. I may do some more. Maybe I'll shoot you a message, just some BS stuff. I think I'm gonna run a Jimmy Graham lineup. Now that we Galaxy Brain that, I have to run a Jimmy Graham lineup.
Yeah.
Why not? I don't think he's on anybody's radar, and people are probably forgetting about him at 200. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there, man. I'm gonna call it a night, and I'm gonna get some sleep.
Yeah, man, it was nice hopping on and dissecting this. What at first I thought was a weird showdown, but after a good chat, I feel like we really got a good grip on it.
Yeah, you can make any showdown make sense. I think it's we could go back to that first one. We got Bird in here and the captain. Why not? He's going to be like 0.25% owned. Maybe more than that. Maybe 0.5% in the captain. But that price alone, that's great. I did a showdown real quick. I did a showdown with in the Packers-Chiefs game, and I had a close run And you want to know who I had in the captain? I had Josiah DeGuara, and all he caught was 2 passes. That was it. And it wasn't. I got 225th place out of 14,000 entries, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
But had him in the captain at 0.6% owned, and he only got me 5 points and a couple snowflakes.
All right.
But
Before you peace out on me, tell me how do you feel about Jordan Love going forward?
Oh, great, man. He did exactly what they wanted to see him do. Played in one of the hardest stadiums on the road for his first game. And he made some throws that weren't as accurate as Aaron Rodgers would make, but he also he did some risks. He tried airing the ball out and he threw it at the ground by the player. He avoided. I don't even know. Did he get sacked one time? I think he got sacked one time. And he threw one intercept. He threw like 3 interceptions. And early in the game, he almost had like a pick 6 with the Honey Badger. But Randall Cobb made the catch. That was a crazy catch. So there's a few times he's going to get a couple pick 6s in his career. But he looked good in terms of, I think, what the Packers wanted to see.
Heck yeah, brother. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I don't know what they're still going to try and do with him. I think they still had – I think he still looked a little nervous at first. That was just a tough spot overall. It really was. I thought they played better than the Chiefs. The Chiefs should have really just took full advantage. And they were more sloppier than the Packers.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
Kelsey made a few drops. They only got 1 touchdown, and that was in their first drive in the first quarter. And now this game was tied. Crosby missed 2 field goals. He had 1 blocked, and he had a bad miss. And there was wind. There was 20 miles per hour wind throughout the stadium. So I'm sure that had something to do with some of them throws that looked errant. So, hey, if I'm playing league or best ball next year and Jordan Love's the starting quarterback, I'm definitely rolling with him. Because it doesn't look – this to me was enough. If Aaron Rodgers wants to go to another team or retire, I think this was enough for the Packers to be committed to Jordan Love. Even though it was only 7 points, and it wasn't like a garbage time touchdown. They needed that touchdown. He needed Lazard to make that play on 4th and 5, and he made a good play, and he did a cutback when he caught it and found the end zone. So, yeah, I liked it. But, yeah, I'm going to be on these guys again next week, man. I'm going to be on my DeGuara. I'm going to be on my Dominique Daphne, mostly just for Showdown. I'm not on those guys anymore for Classic. I thought maybe there would be some crazy touchdown maybe, but didn't happen. But, yeah, hit me up anytime, man, if you want to build a lineup. You know how to reach. And sometimes I may go the next 4 or 5 days. I don't jump on the stream. I don't know, man.
Yeah, all good, man. I haven't looked at the week 10 schedule yet, but I'll probably take a couple of days myself to step away from football, and I'll be ready to tackle it again.
Yeah. I usually take Tuesday off, sometimes Wednesday. But yeah, you got to take a day or 2 off, or this is gonna drive you crazy.
Oh yeah, too many numbers, too many game scripts in your head.
Yeah, I don't know how people do this. That they bounce from this and they go to NBA. Then they do MMA on Saturday night and golf. I don't know how people do it, man. It's crazy. This is a lot.
But all right, brother. Thanks for having me on. Anyone who's listening, good luck tomorrow if you're playing the Showdown.
Hey, no, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on and just burning some time with me here, finding some. It all works out.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, if we hit one of these lineups, man, we'll make everyone's time worth it.
Oh yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, brother. Well, have a good night, and I'll talk to you throughout the week.
You too, man.
All right, see you, bud. All right, guys. So before we end the stream, we do one yoga mindful breath. So wherever you're at, take this moment to just disconnect for the next minute or two, and then go to bed if you like, or whatever you want to do for the rest of the early morning. So wherever you're at, just find some stillness. Softly roll your shoulders back, close your eyes, and just disconnect. Take a full breath out of the mouth. Take a deep breath in through the nose and release. Another deep breath in and out. Remember, this is just fantasy football. We're just having fun. Don't take it too serious. Another deep breath in and out. Enjoy the start to your Monday. If you go to work, breath in. Or if you're still off, I'm off till Wednesday. Woohoo! And breathe out. Good luck to you if you're playing the Showdown. Let's take a deep breath in. Come on, Damian Bird. And let's breathe out. We're going to fade the Bears running backs. And on that note, go Packers and up the Bears. See you guys.